What's going on, game today, and welcome back to more LEGO Indiana Jones: The Original Adventures. Where in the last episode, we completed the 3rd level of Raiders of the Lost Ark, City of Danger, and so we're going to be completing the 4th level of Raiders of the Lost Ark, The Well of Souls. Let's do it. Alright then, true adventure for this level is 57,000 studs, which is even higher than it was last time around, if you can believe it. And this is the level in which we're going to be introduced to another mechanic of the game. Phobias. If you approach the snake pit as Indy, you will lose all control, because some characters have phobias and will panic to find a way to clear the path. Remember, small creatures will avoid fire. If you get into the snake pit, you cannot punch, you cannot use anything, you cannot jump. The only thing you can do is switch characters. So you either keep Indy away from snakes, and then use somebody else to solve the puzzle, or find a way to get snakes out of the way. So first off, we're going to grab this book right here for later. We're not going to use it immediately, but we will be using it later. Also, take note of this platform right here, as well as the trail of studs leading up there. Remember that for later. Anyway, now we're going to use Indy's whip to pull this bridge back, and then switch to Sala so that he can leap out towards it, because if you try to leap over as Indy, he will panic and you'll lose all control of his ability to jump in midair. And erase some of these pieces into a fire pit without a fire, so we're going to need to fix that. We're going to head over here to this statue, push it back, and out will come a torch we can use to light the fire, and that will cause the bridge to collapse beneath it, and now we have fire. So, Indy can move along pretty nicely now that we know we have fire, because obviously fire is scaring the snakes away, so we can navigate the snake pit safely. Anyway, I'm going to head back here to grab this artifact piece right here. That's the first artifact piece of the level, and you'll notice Indy is in the snake pit just fine because there's fire around. There's a step on these buttons in order to open the doorway and proceed forward. Now, because this level has a fairly steep true adventure, we're going to be breaking everything that we can, including these spikes, which, if you step on that button, it will cause the spikes to appear. Also, there's a snake right there, so let's fix that problem so that Indy doesn't get scared by it. Yeah, snakes are going to be problematic. Indy's not the only character with a phobia. There's one character in every story, or Raiders of the Lost Ark, Temple of Doom, Last Crusade, and all that, who has a phobia. It's just that Indy's is the most, notorious because snakes. Yeah. Anyway, that's free play stuff over there. The stuff on either side of me that we could do in free play, but obviously this is story mode, so we can't do it. And then there's a snake right here. Let's destroy it really quickly. There we are. Grab the heart to replenish any hearts that you lost while battling the snakes. You shouldn't have lost a whole lot, but just in case you did. I mean, I lost a heart, so who am I to judge? Okay. So just as before, we're going to step on this button to reveal the spikes, and then, there we go. Because when you punch the spikes, you get some studs out of it, which is what we want, because studs are... So I didn't mean to kill you, Sala. I apologize. And can I whip the... Yeah, no, we can't. You gotta use Sala's shovel to bash in both of these spiders like so. And if you don't have your blue book from earlier, you can grab a new one right here. And you need the blue book in order to solve this hieroglyphic puzzle, which is the first of its kind for the walkthrough. So when you stand in the light and you press the B button, you need to remember, watch the screen, and remember what order the squares flash in. So the squares flash in this order. So you have to select... You have to basically mimic the order. So it'll flash the squares in an order. You then have to mimic that order by selecting which one... By selecting the squares in the order that they appeared. It's the best way I can explain it. Anyway, Now in this section there's going to be another artifact piece in this wall right here. So let's use the key to open up this doorway, then break our way in, and then into another side passage to find the second artifact piece of the level. Now there's a key up there. It's a mighty tempting key. However, if we approach the key, what's going to happen? The stairs will disappear, and the scarabs will be unleashed. Now we're going to grab hold of this key right now. Anyway, put the key in the mechanism like so. And open it up, break it open, and there's going to be a bunch of more scarabs that appear right here. No worries, because we can destroy them all easily. There's going to be an Anubis head right here that we can grab and put over on this statue right here. When we place the statue, we'll place the head on the statue, the stairs will return, so you can actually, you know, climb up the stairs, unlike you could before. Or, I mean, you couldn't do that before. Now we want to push this spinner all the way so that this is facing the left, and then we want to head over here. Oh, wait, there's a stud in here I missed. Let's grab that really quickly. I want to head over here and turn this so that it is facing these two platforms are facing each other, and then jump up on this rope as Indy, and then leap across the gap like so. Switch back to Sala so that we can push this all the way around, which will cause a whip platform to appear, which Indy can then which Indy can then step on and then whip swing across the, ow, for God's sake. And then whip swing across the gap, stand up here, and then switch to Sala to push this platform all the way so that it's facing the back wall. And then as Indy, you want to make a leap of faith to jump over here, step on this platform, grab the blue studs while as you can. And now we're going to want to carry this little crate right here all the way over to all the way up the stairs so that we can place it in either of the two eyes on the Sphinx. Fortunately, while it doesn't look like it's a very easily accessible place, there are going to be two elevators that we can create up here in order to place them in. We do have to create one elevator, but one of them's already made for us, and it's the one on the left. So let's step on this really quick. I said let's step on this elevator really quickly. Place it in the eye, and grab any studs that we can find around the area, which there are quite a few blue studs. So want to make sure you grab those. Grab this elevator piece atop the Sphinx left arm, and then place it down on the green pad. And head over here to grab this other piece, and then walk over to the right side elevator and place it in the right eye, like so. That will open the doorway forward, and we've collected all artifact pieces that we can collect in this area, so now we are ready to head to the Ark Chamber. Alright, this is the room that contains the Ark of the Covenant, and obtaining it's actually pretty simple. Step 1, you want to grab this gold ball right here, and then carry it up the steps into this hole in the wall. There's 3 holes in the wall that we need to place things into, so we will be doing just that. We break open this wall right here. We're going to find an elevator piece, which is going to be useful for getting in the middle hole. So we're going to put this down like so, and also grab the studs in the area, because as usual, studs are very important. And now we can switch to Sala and use his shovel to dig up this second gold ball right here. And then we can carry this gold ball using the elevator to reach that middle hole. And then there's only one more hole, and in order to get the ball into the hole, or you need to get the ball, we need to get the blue book. And if you lost your blue book from earlier, which you probably did if you grabbed the key, then you can use Sal's shovel to dig up this book right here and use it to solve the hieroglyphic puzzle. Now, as before, watch the order in which the squares light up. And then press those buttons in that exact same order. 2 handles will form out of the wall. Before we jump on those, we're going to head over here and break open this vase so that we can get to some extra studs. And climb up the handrails to climb up here. Whip swing the gold ball into your grasp and carry it over to this final hole in the wall. And now we can obtain the Ark of the Covenant. Remember earlier when I told you to remember the statue and the mechanism and the stud pattern? This is the same room that we spawned into initially. That's the door we went through, this is the platform mechanism, and that's the trail of studs. Funny how things work out. We're right back where we started. So step on here as Indiana Jones, switch to Marion, and use her superior jumping abilities to hold down, then switch back to Indy, and then whip swing across the gap like so, which will cause the statue to fall down to create a hole in the wall, which we can then jump across and into the next section. Alright, so you know how Indy has this book? There is an artifact piece that you're probably supposed to get in free play mode, but we can obtain it in story mode by holding on to this book until the end of the level. So, I recommend you hold on to this book for as long as you can. Alright, so I'm going to swing down here over to this little artifact piece tucked away right here, and then climb our way back up the vine over to the... Actually, I'm going to switch back to Marion and let Indy catch up with us. Because if we break open these cobwebs and barrels in here, we'll find another artifact piece. Well, not right here. We have to do some parkour to do it. Switch to Marion, jump onto this first handrail, then the second handrail, and then the third handrail, and then onto the fourth handrail right there. And then there's going to be one more handrail that we can jump around and over to, and onto the artifact piece. That might take you a couple tries to get perfectly, because obviously it is rather tricky. The timing, it's very easy to screw up the timing, but if you keep at it and you start to learn the timing of the mechanisms, you're pretty alright. And whip swing across the gap like so, and we can smash open these cobwebs and get the shovel. Don't pick up the shovel as Indiana Jones. Pick it up as Marion. Well, I mean, you have to pick it up as Indy. So what you want to do is pick up the shovel, quickly dig up the lever, then immediately go back to retrieve your book so that you don't lose the shovel. Ah! Or you don't lose the book, I meant to say. Then switch to Marion, hurry across the gap, and we're going to give the shovel to her. Hold on both ropes so that the doorway will open. There's going to be some scarabs that come after you, so just punch them all to death. Grab the shovel as Marion, and now Indy still has his book, which is imperative for getting our hands on an artifact piece a little bit later on. Alright, so we're going to reassemble these pieces into a block in the middle of the room. We can't do anything with this block yet, but we will be able to do something with it later, so keep that in mind. Also, I just got a comment on one of my videos, so we're going to do an in-video shout-out. Richard F. commented on what looks to be from the thumbnail one of my Lego Indiana Jones 2 videos, ironically enough, and his comment said, childhood, implying that this game was his childhood. So, shout out to you, Richard F. Thank you for being an active subscriber on the channel. Anyway, brief little aside out of the way. We're going to break open this right here to get our hands on the key. Before we do that, we are going to dig up this gear right here, which we're going to pick up and then carry all the way back to the left side. I said pick up and then carry all the way back to the left side of the room. There's two of these, by the way, because we need to place these into the green, in the green line on the wall right here. That's one of the two gears. Now we're going to get the second gear and carry it back like so. And once we do that, we'll be able to go get our hands on the key and put that in its place. And we don't really need the shovel anymore, so we can ditch the shovel for the key like so, and put it in the mechanism, and that will cause the elevator to rise up, like so. And if for some reason you don't already have True Adventurer, then there's going to be a very easy way for you to get, so long as you've been breaking stuff, you should be able to get True Adventurer with just this alone. First off, jump up and close off this shutter. That's one of three. You have to shut 3 of these. The second one's up here, but before you shut it completely, you want to jump off on it and grab the purple stud. That gives you an extra 10,000 studs, which is going to help you out significantly when it comes to getting your hands on True Adventurer. Now build up this rope right here, climb up and close the shutter, and that will cause an artifact piece to spawn in the center of the room. This is why we assembled the block earlier. So we're going to step on here, jump up as Marion to grab the treasure, and now we're going to push this block into the far left-hand corner. You see, if we pushed this into the far left-hand corner earlier, we wouldn't have been able to get it out, and therefore would not have been able to acquire that artifact piece. It's a good thing you didn't push it in. Or if you did, then unfortunately you're going to have to replay through the level again in order to get it, in which case you're better off just waiting for free play mode, in which we'll be getting all the artifacts. Alright, so is this... okay. I guess there was a snake alive down there. Step on both buttons and enter the next area, and look at that. We still have the book, which is great. because it means that we will be able to get our hands on that artifact piece that is ordinarily reserved for freeplay mode. So you want to break open this wall right here and enter into this area. Alright, so once you're in here, you can step on this button in order to cause the spikes to lower into the ground. Hurry across the gap. And if we break open this mechanism right here, we're going to find a key in here. So as Marion, you want to pick up the key and rotate it like so in order to cause a platform to extend out of the wall. So now what we're going to want to do is we're going to pick up this piece of the hieroglyphic puzzle. And what you want to do is you want to hurry across the gap like so. And if you're quick enough, you will be able to make it to the other side without having to, without the spikes coming up. And even if you don't make it, the hieroglyphic piece, here, we'll help Marion out. Even if you don't make it, your hieroglyphic piece probably will. Now, once you make it over here, you can use your book in the hieroglyphic puzzle. As always, watch the order in which they appear, and then recreate that order like so, and out will pop an artifact piece. How to exploit the game to get a free play artifact piece in story mode. Now, it's not the last artifact piece that we're going to be obtaining this episode. There's one more artifact piece that we can obtain, and it will be towards the very end of the level. Alright, so there's two ways we can go here. The indie way, the Marion way. If you're playing co-op, you have to go both ways, so I will show both of them off. First off, Marion. Jump out to this vine right here and swing over here, and then grab hold of the key, and then we'll take it down there. Now, I am going to go back, just because I want to show off the indie way as well. Is Indy going to come back? Yes, he is. Alright, so that's how you get the first key. Swing over here as Indiana Jones, which is the way Marion cannot go. And we no longer need this book, so we can ditch it in favor of the shovel, and then dig up a set of handrails right here, which we can reassemble on the wall, and then climb up in order to get over here for another whip-swinging platform to pull the platform down, to pull the bridge down to us, and get another key right here. So we're going to put the Indy's key in here, and Marion's key over here. And now we can turn both of these in unison in order to cause the bridge to rise. So once you start turning one key, your AI partner will start turning the other key, and once your rotations have been both completed, the bridge will raise. You want to grab a torch off the wall, because as soon as the platform is ready, a snake's going to drop down. So you want to just keep throwing torches. The best way to beat the snake is to keep grabbing torches off the wall, and then when blue triangles appear around the snake, you want to throw a torch at him, like so. It only takes 5 hits with the torch in order for him to go down, which is not that bad. So we're just going to wait for one more torch to replenish, like so. And then toss it at him, and he's done. So when the snake collapses, he's going to turn into some artifact pieces into some Lego pieces that we can reconstruct into an elevator, which we can ride up to the top in order to leave the level. Or what we're going to do instead is whip swing across the gap like so, and then swing over to this rope and onto this handrail. I did screw that up. That's great. There we go. Over on this artifact piece, like so. But we're still not done, because if we break open these yellow pieces, we have a parcel to collect. I haven't even mentioned parcels up until this point, because this is the only level in the entire game in which you can obtain the parcel without having to go into free play mode. So, just take advantage of it while you can. Alright, so pull this first lever right here. We're going to reassemble these red pieces into a mailbox. The mailbox is what we have to put the parcel in. So parcels are a little bonus artifact in each level that you can find, which is basically a red box that you put into a mailbox to send back to Barnett College, lore-wise anyway. So we're going to reassemble that piece right there, and then pull this lever to cause water to start flowing into the pool. And then we can find a key over here. So if we bring this key out to a mechanism, then we can put it inside the mechanism and turn the key in order to start the water flowing, which will allow us to get our hands on the parcel. Let's head over here and get ready for that. Water's coming down. Now, that way, if we punch this red flower and then the yellow flower, and all, if we punch all the flowers, then what we will get as a result of doing that is the parcel. So we can grab this, carry it back to the mailbox that we built earlier, and then we can mail this back to Barnett College, which will give us the parcel for this level. Remember, it is the only one in the entire game in which you do not have to be in free play mode in order to obtain it. So there you go. That's 7 artifact pieces and 1 parcel collected. Everything else has to be done in free play mode. So with that, we can leave this room. and head over here to the, I think you can make this jump as Marion. Let's see if we can make it as Indiana Jones as well. Can we make this jump as, yes we can, make the jump as Indiana Jones, and then push this block out of the wall to end the level. Level complete, free play unlocked. And we posted the fasting parcel. In this level we unlocked Sala in his desert form, Marion in her evening dress form, and that's it. We of course obtained 2 adventure and raised our stud count by that value. And we obtained 7 artifact pieces. And that is going to do this episode of LEGO Indiana Jones The Original Adventure. So, I would love to thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode, and until then, this minigame. Signing off, saying I hope you have a nice good day, and I will catch you next time for some more LEGO Indiana Jones The Original Adventures. Goodbye!